Perfect. So, on a chilly day in January 2020, I was here at the Cirencester Growth Hub with my client, Louise. Louise was in tears, and it was all my fault. Now, I don't normally like making people cry, especially my clients, because people come to me for encouragement and guidance and support. So it was a bit disturbing to see Louise crying. She'd come to me because someone had told her she needed a lead magnet to promote her business. Now, if you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's something that you give away for free in return for an email address. So if you want to grow your email list for your marketing, it can be a useful thing to do. And Louise had decided that she wanted to create an A to Z of wellbeing tips for her therapy business. So not only was she trying to create 26 different pieces of content, the technical side of setting up the lead magnet, which can be quite complicated, was quite literally keeping her awake at night. She was so stressed, so overwhelmed, and really, really frustrated about doing this thing. I told Louise that she didn't have to use a lead magnet to promote her business. She could choose to promote it completely differently. If the tech stuff was too overwhelming, if she didn't want to do all of that work and wasn't in a position to outsource and invest in somebody just taking it away, then she could promote her business in a way that felt more comfortable, more manageable, and less stressful than where she was now. And that's when she started crying. She was crying with relief to be freed from what she saw as the shackles of technology. Often we think that marketing is really complicated because we think it's about the technical stuff, the lead magnets, the email lists, the sales and marketing funnels. And at its heart, marketing isn't about any of those things. And marketing isn't just about social media either. At its heart, marketing is just a conversation. That's it. It's a conversation between you and someone who might need your help, but they don't know you exist yet. It's a conversation between you and someone who might be exploring how they'd like to work with you. It's a conversation between you and your audience, one person at a time. And when we look at marketing as just a conversation, it feels less daunting, less overwhelming, less complicated, and starts to feel like something we can embrace or something that you can prioritize in your business, because without marketing, your business won't grow. I worked in marketing agencies for 30 years, and I worked with some amazing brands and some really talented people and learned a huge amount. It was quite stressful. And in 2016, I'd had enough and decided to set up a marketing consultancy working with small and medium-sized businesses. But I missed the training and development side of my old job. I loved helping people reach their full potential. So after meeting lots of people like yourselves, many of you who feel frustrated, daunted, overwhelmed, unsure, unknowledgeable about marketing, I shifted into the marketing mentor business. And now I work with clients one-to-one and through my group program, The Marketing Sanctuary, to make sure fear and overwhelm never get in the way of anyone's business dreams. If you Google how to market my small business, how many results do you think you might get? A couple of million, 10 million, 100 million? You'll actually get 4.1 billion results. No wonder it's overwhelming. No wonder we don't know where to start. And marketing often is anything that you're doing to help people find out about you. So networking is marketing. But underneath all of the stuff that you do, there's some planning and thinking to do first. When people first come to me, in my experience, they're making one of three, or maybe all of three, really common mistakes. They're diving straight in, they're trying to address the crowd, or they're focusing on the tool and the tech, not the message. When you decide you're going to do some marketing and you get really busy and you put loads and loads of work in, and it's really time consuming, exactly as Sarah said, I think, and you just work really hard and you sit back and you wait for the inquiries and the engagement to come in and nothing happens. And you can end up just feeling really frustrated and overwhelmed. And the problem is, doing marketing without thinking about what you're doing is a little bit like throwing spaghetti at the wall. It's not going to stick if you haven't done some thinking and some planning first. So if you slow down and ask yourself three really important questions: who do you help? How do you help them? And why are you different? Take some time to explore those, and that will help you create marketing that connects with the people you want to connect with. It feels less stressful, feels more enjoyable, and it starts to work. The second mistake is trying to speak to everyone. If you try and speak to everyone, your message feels bland and not very interesting for anybody. And I get that that can feel quite scary, kind of narrowing your audience down. But when you really understand intimately who your dream client is, and you create marketing just for them, your marketing conversation is just aimed at that one person, it will connect with them and anyone else who feels or thinks or has the same challenges as that individual. Unless you make breakfast cereal, is that what?
The 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Unless you make breakfast cereal, you don't need to know what they have for breakfast, but you do need to know what's going on in their hearts and minds and what are they thinking, feeling and doing to be able to connect with them. The third mistake is going straight to a tool that might not be relevant for you. I met somebody who had spent £800 on Facebook advertising. And that was just on, not on the advertising, sorry, on a course. And that was before she'd spent any money on the ads themselves. So she wasted that money because she got no leads, and she got no leads because she hadn't done that thinking beforehand. She just thought Facebook advertising was the thing to do, but she hadn't done the planning. Before you dive into marketing, just take the time to answer those three simple questions. Who do you help? How do you help them? And why are you different? Something else that you can do to help marketing feel more stressful is make time for yourself in your working week. Now, you're probably all thinking, I'm too busy, haven't got time to work on marketing, it takes too much time, I don't know where to start. But pick a time, Tuesday morning, block it out in your diary and protect it. Use that time to learn about marketing, get some help with somebody who can support you with it, or do your own thinking and planning. And if you can, invest in the right support, because that will make marketing so much easier for you. It's complicated, it's overwhelming, and often it's easier to have somebody kind of by your side guiding you through that maze. I worked with Sophia, who this is just going to finish now. So Sophia is a colour consultant, and a few months ago, she sent me this message on WhatsApp, and it almost made me cry.
Share with you that I had Georgie in the studio on Saturday. She's my first Instagram client who I don't know, who purely found me through Instagram and felt that all of my posts, her words, were completely relatable to her life. And it was as if I was writing to her personally, is what she said, which, as we know, was just fantastic. It really was. So it just confirms and cements all the work that you do within your Marketing Sanctuary group to be so worthwhile and invaluable.
So the Marketing Sanctuary is my 12-month program. If you'd like to learn more about it, I can tell you about it later. And to say thank you for listening to me today, I've got a template that asks you some questions to help you create that dream client profile, which is the most important place to start. So if you would like that, just pop me an email and I can send it to you. So I won't show you that because we're out of time, but if anybody would like to know about it, let's have a chat.